Peace, everybody. Feeding the grass, soaking in the sun. This is just coming from the heart, and it's really transcending body consciousness. So, my main intention when we first start this video is to detach from the misidentification with just this body, because as you know, on our path of awakening, of remembering who we are, remembering who we've always been, the nameless, the formless, free, and unconditioned self. And what I feel that is blocking us, the illusory block, is honestly, misidentifying with this finite body consciousness. So it's when you wake up and you automatically misidentify you're immortal, because who you really are is formless. Who you really are is limitless. You know what I'm saying? Infinite, immortal. The main message that I'm getting to is just detaching from who we think we are, who we feel we are, so we can remember who we've always been as a master creator. So detach from the body, realize, it's just like getting in the car. You don't get in the car and like, oh, I'm the car. Just like the vessel, you know what I'm saying, or the spirit, the sentience, 2 fingers to the chest, which operates it. So first things first, let's instantly become present. Let's drop into the present. Let's stop thinking. Let's start knowing. Let's stop judging, and let's start loving. Because the true self, your pure essence, is unconditional love. The senses, the limited sensory data, what we see through the 5 senses, it'll never really reveal the true concrete reality, which is unconditional love. And this is just something, an aspect of my journey, going through multiple dark nights of souls, going through these hellish experiences, feel like you're repeating the same thing over and over again. What this is doing is realizing, who's creating it. You're the creator, you know what I mean? And once we snap out of the prison of the mind-body complex, the false belief-based ego-mind identity, little parasite of this is all I am, because if we automatically identify with just this form factor, then this whole reality, everything around us, and the lower frequencies, the physical universe, is just going to literally torch the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just detaching and see yourself as that infinite being. You know what I'm saying? An infinite, limitless creator that is temporarily housed within this garment, this biological suit. And this is something that I'm really just tapping into my intuition, connecting with my higher mind. And if you've led to this video, this is all in divine timing. This is all in synchronicity. Because I'm here to remind you, it's remember to remember. You're here to be a limitless creator. You're here to always just be in the present moment, marry the present moment as a creator. Just take some time, let's take a deep breath. We'll do it together. Because it's very easy to misidentify, misperceive with this little popsicle suit. And that's something that I'm kind of overcoming myself, is realizing, that who you are is already whole, complete, and perfect. Who you already are the abundance. Nothing is outside of ourselves. We're going to go a little deep in this one. So kind of what the download was is like, almost see it as we're living within our own creation, as our own consciousness. Everyone is kind of creating their own reality based upon their frequency, vibration, and resonance to their consciousness. So realize the false self to know the true self. We have to know who we're not to remember who we are and who we've always been. You're not limited. The real you's not insecure. The real you is not angry. Self-inquiry is, who am I? Who am I that is angry right now? Who am I that is separate right now? Once we transcend the eyes of delusion, the eyes of separation, and mind you guys, been there, people triggering, other reflections triggering the shit out of you. And it's almost like we thank them because even the shadow side everything is you. You know what I'm saying? And you are everything connected with it all. There's nothing separate from it. So when we have these moments in our experience, when we misperceive ourselves to be a victim, when we misperceive ourselves to be powerless, hopeless, all these basic low-level contracted energies, when we break through that, you start to just grasp his presence. You start to remember that everyone is really you pushed out. Everyone is really just mirroring something to you, and we're mirroring things to each other. So it all serves as really a catalyst just for us to remember who we are. So the main thing is just drop out of your mind, enter your heart. 2 fingers to the chest, no past, no future, just got here. This is a technique from one of my teachers, Master R.J. Spina. Was just doing the change your mind, deprogramming the subconscious, the journal exercise. So I found myself, got into a little argument. The ego came online, but I paused. I questioned it. Was feeling the emotions, was feeling the mentalizations. And when we shift from mentalizing and emotionalizing to knowing and loving, fully being present in that aspect, ask yourself, in that moment, who am I that is angry right now? Who am I that is triggered right now? Who am I that has to constantly, seek validation, seek approval? These are just habits of the false self. And it's really just a transitionary period. We're going through a shift in consciousness. Not only collectively, but planetarily. We're going through a shift in consciousness. And I get sometimes everything around you can seem the exact opposite of what the truth is. But if we look at it with the right perspective, knowing our perception really creates our reality, and how we perceive it is how it's going to be. So let's stop getting triggered from our miscreations. Let's stop getting triggered from other reflections and fragmented aspects of ourselves. I mean, it could be a family member, for crying out loud. It could be a neighbor, anybody that triggers you or something. Instead of acting out of that false self, hold that space of compassion, but also listen to your intuition. What would yourself, if you really love yourself, what would that version do? What vibration would you have to be to bring that into manifestation, and to bring that into the material realm? Because it always starts from the spiritual plane to the mental plane to the physical plane. So just drop out of your mind. Stop thinking, end all of your problems. It's a quote from Lao Tzu. But the main thing is really ending the lens of separation, ending the lens of delusion with this false little fragmented ego mind identity. You know what I'm saying? And basically the matrix, is the ego mind identity. It's the self we think we are, the body consciousness. Automatically, it's like misidentifying an immortal, limitless sentience, the true self with this little popsicle suit. That's why it feels so unsatisfying. It's like looking to satiate something that can't be satiated. And remember, take these words out of your vocabulary. These are limitation programs. Remember, the ego mind identity is a limitation program that runs by thinking. So when we stop thinking, we start knowing. We remember who we are. And I feel a lot of us are called right now, on this mission, through this awakening, that there's in a way a shift, there's in a way a split. There's a third dimensional timeline and there's the 5D timeline. We're entering the 5D timeline to become the master limitless creators, labelless, nameless, no limits, no conceptualized notions of trying to fit something infinite in a little box, in a little something that's not even really you. And that's why I felt called to spontaneously, create in the moment. Let it flow naturally through your intuition. I feel when we look to control everything, we end up having no control. But when we cease to control everything, you end up having natural flow, natural creative power. Remember, the true self sits right between the captain of the ship, the heart and the spine. Sentience given energy to command. Sentience given energy to create with. So just realize that the voice in your head isn't really you. Realize the thoughts that you're having that's keeping you at this lower level of consciousness is not necessarily you. And it's all a transitionary period. I'm seeing, the narcissist astral entity shit. We could really go deep on it. I've got tons of videos to make about this stuff. But it's letting go of who we're. It's letting go of who we're not to let in, to let out who we've always been. You know, like it was a tough pill to swallow in the beginning of this journey that we create our reality. You know what I'm saying? Like as the consciousness creator, as indirect fractals of this God spark, of this God force. So there's no separation. This is one of the biggest things. Once we really marinate this and feel this truth in our heart, that there's no separation. Just like the nature all around us, the sun, everything, us watching this video, you know, I'm just a reflection and aspect of you. And I'm saying, you know, from 3D consciousness, separation, you know, poverty, scarcity, all these limitations and contractions, this almost serves as the perfect catalyst, you know, the rubber band effect, to bring us into who we've always been as fifth dimensional creator beings. That you're not a victim, because that victimhood and lack are both concepts of the unawakened mind. And once we can let that go, the main thing is to let go of your misidentification with just this body. That's one of the main things. That's one of the biggest things that I'm currently even moving through right now, even while making this video, is letting go of the fragmented conceptualized character. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking you're not just a name. You're formless, you're free, you're unconditioned. You can't limitate something infinite. So just realizing everything is really a reflection. Everything is mirroring something to each other. So when you have, you know, if you think low of yourself, you're going to get reflections from that, from other people, other experiences. It's like it's always a mirror. If you step in that confidence, that more attribute to the true self, you're going to get reflected of that. So be that which you seek to create. Be that which you seek to create. Don't wait for the screen to change. It always starts in before it's out. You know, the creator doesn't judge. The creator does not judge. And it's not saying that you're the damn creator of the whole damn multiverse, but honestly, you're the creator of your own game, of your own reality. You know, what we're emitting is what we're getting. What frequency are we really sending out? You know, what's the signal? That's something that I've been asking myself. Remember, this biological, the form factor, the suit, you're the sentience and self which operates it, which drives it. You know what I'm saying? When you get in the car, you're not, oh, I'm the car. No, you're the sentience that is driving it. And that's one of the things that I'm even pushing through myself and really transcending. And the best way to do that is to detach and to step in non-identification, to let go. Because notice that the ego mind identity is disharmony and inauthenticity itself. It's always looking for something, you know, chasing, seeking, becoming, acquiring. What if I were to tell you you were already whole? You were already perfect. Even when you were a baby, think about it, when we first came in this room, if you look at a baby, it is perfect. It doesn't need nothing. You know, that word need is a limitation itself. If we let go of need, those are the 4 words, you know, have, should, try, need, want. You know, these 5 words, we have to remove it out of our vocabulary. We have to remove it out of our consciousness so we don't keep miscreating, miscasting spells, you know. It's really just to realize the power you truly hold. You know, everything that you've been going through. You know, I went through hellish dark nights of souls myself. I'm talking like isolation, you know, demonic attacks, all these different things. Holy shit, go on and on about it. But I'm starting to see this is all a catalyst. We couldn't evolve without that. There has to be enough evolutionary tension, as Master R speaks about. And it's not putting something in a box and categorizing things like, oh, that's a master. Oh, I'm this and I'm that. I'm a human. I'm my name. I'm my job. I'm this role. You know what I'm saying? I'm this character. I'm my thoughts. These are misidentifications. So the best way to stop misidentifying is realize what you perceive isn't you. You know, you're the creator awareness that is behind it. And once we let go of that misidentification, we give ourselves that freedom, the freedom we already are, because who you are is free, formless, nameless, and unconditioned. You are sentience given energy to create with. The sentience, the self, who you really are, the self. So it's like we're stepping in that time, man. We're stepping in that time where like the illusion is falling away. And damn, it's not easy. I get it's not easy, but we didn't come for easy. We didn't come for it to just wake up. You don't just wake up overnight and become a limitless creator. You know, we have to go through these different things as catalysts, as teachings to, you know, give us a more tender heart, to give us a stronger backbone. Seeing everyone's really just a reflection, you know what I'm saying? And stepping in that unity consciousness to where you're not necessarily this I, you're not this me, you know what I'm saying? It's about the whole. It's almost about the wholeality of it. So just detach from this form. You're not a body, man. This is liberating as shit because we get so prisoned, it's like the body prison. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta fix my hair. Oh, I gotta look like that. This and that, this and that. It's like it's never fucking ending. You know what I mean? It's never ending. It's always, that's the ego mind identity itself, the false self, the fragmented, conditioned, brainwashed, slave mentality that we were kind of falsely given. But this is about really stepping in our power and wielding and working with desire and intention, you know, commanding through the mighty I am, realizing the I am presence, realizing your state of being, your natural, true, free, creative self. Nothing is outside of your reach. And that's something that was really channeled through, you know, be that which you seek to create. Simply become it. Match the energy of it. If you like to be confident, be confident. What frequency would you have to be to operate in that way, to operate in that manner? It's about shedding the old. You know, judgment is the opposite of unconditional love. It's almost like when we're judging each other, when we're projecting at each other, when we're getting triggered by each other, these are just mirroring aspects to reel in and bring that fragment back to the whole, to bring those pieces back to equilibrium. You know what I mean? So just want to let you guys know, everything works in divine timing. Everything works in divine orchestration. Be timeless. You know, it is only thinking that traps us in time and makes us a slave. You know what I'm saying? To where, check the clock, check the clock, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That this is over here. Nothing is outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. Just like the seedling that is in the seed, for the tree, the seed is inside of it. The tree is inside the seedling. It grows. You know what I'm saying? It grows in the soil. Nature has almost a perfect teaching and a perfect, almost analogy to reflect the mysteries and realizations within our own self-realization, within our own consciousness. You know, I'm in here grounding myself. But you gotta remember the I that isn't you and catch yourself. You know, this is natural. It is part of the transitionary process to catch yourself going into the false self, to catch yourself going to the me, going to the false I that isn't you. Catching yourself from stop thinking. Become present. Let go. Detach. You know, knowing thyself is also knowing what to ignore. We're going through this, you know, it's very paradox. It's funny as shit. It's like a cosmic laugh at the end of the day. You know, it's like we birthed into this world, came into the lower frequency, the physical universe, forgot who we are. You know what I'm saying? We literally forgot who we are to remember who we are, so we could wake each other up, so we could wake and actualize ourselves through this unity perspective. You know what I mean? So to see nothing outside of you. The money, the joy, the love, the abundance, it is there. Be that what you seek to create, you know, whatever our desire is given. This is something I learned from R.J. Spina, you know, the first two levels of creation, desire and intention. Desire and intention, working with the higher frequencies of creation. And we use those and almost infuse this realm with that. So see yourself as an infinite being, as an infinite, see yourself as a frequency, you know what I'm saying, instead of this body. Because when you align solely with this body, you're going to experience what comes along with that, such as aging, such as, oh, I got to eat all the time. Oh, I've got to, you know, do all these things, that I've got to hold up this fake image. You know, and once you really meditate on it, you start to see the false, you see that ego mind identity is just a parasite. It is. It's not you. It's a completely made up who. It's completely misidentified you. It's not really you. So do you know who you are? Do you know how powerful you are? Can you let go of the attachment? Can you flow spontaneously in the moment as a creator and be that frequency, be that vibration? Throughout the beginning of this journey, I was like, man, the universe, all this other stuff, manifestation. Don't fall for the bullshit traps, like the light worker community, the labels, You gotta be loving light every single day, all day. And if you're not, something's wrong with you. We're not neglecting that other 50%, The yin and yang, you know. At that higher perspective, higher conscious perspective, it's like the demons, the angels, the dark side, the light side, the archons, the fuck. It's all us. We put it there. We put it there. Thing was, we were unconscious about it. But it's when we flip and become conscious about it in the moment, we're able to change it. We're able to instantly become present. We're able to master being present because all there is now. All there is now. And once we master being present, we stop being deluded by thinking. We stop being limited by thinking because you can't limitate something infinite. And who you really are is limited. Who you really are is infinite. You know what I mean? Just let it flow. Let this stuff flow. See yourself there. Be there vibrationally. Be there vibrationally. You will be there physically. You are not just solely a physical body. You are literally a pure source energy, divinity incarnate. It's like we're all here just walking each other back home. We're all here just walking each other back home to break through these limitations, these false limitations, to set the captives free. It's like we enslaved ourselves to liberate ourselves and then to awaken. This is to the 144,000, the oversoul. We're all connected to this soul tribe. You already know. It's like being chosen is really choosing yourself, letting go for you're not, shedding the layers, shedding the misperceptions, shedding the misidentifications, shedding the misunderstandings. Be gentle with yourself in this process, man. We're coming into eclipse season right now. A lot of ascension symptoms, a lot of light body activations. Make sure you calm your nervous system. Just for example, get in the sun. Because remember, you're really fed by your chakras. They're energy metabolizers and transformers. You're fed by it. This was another thing, like you're more than a human, man. You're more than just this little meat suit that had all these problems, that had all these insecurities, that everything's outside your reach. No, it's in you right now. It is in you right now. You've always contained it. You've always contained it because universe, you deserve. It is you. It's something that kind of hits, like it's always you know what I mean? So when we come back to the present moment as the creator, we stop misidentifying and miscreating things. We see it for what it is, in the present moment. We tune into our intuition and higher mind, with your higher mind's connected with your higher self. When your higher self holds your entire soul, your whole entire blueprint, your whole entire life plan. Nothing happens for no reason, guys. Who you are is beyond powerful. Who you are is completely present, peaceful, wise, complete equanimity. So just, who am I? No past, no future. You just got here. See abundance and money and all these things. It's like breathing. Money is just a tool for you to act in your highest excitement. Just like you're breathing, in and out. You don't struggle to breathe. You don't breathe in and you never breathe out. It's the flow. It's the flow of reciprocity. It's the flow of natural law, of universal law. I'm just a reflection of you. I'm just an aspect of you, to where we're pushing each other up to really freedom. Freedom and liberation for humanity at this time. Your attention is your attraction. Don't give attention to what you're not attending. Don't give attention to what you're not attending. Remember, your focus and attention is really your life force energy directed. Only give your attention to what it is you deem you would like to create. Let go of all these delusions. Let go of the beliefs, concepts, ideologies, everything that we think we know, everything that we think we are. And it's not even really becoming, it's unbecoming. It's spraying the mud off the diamond to realize it was always a diamond. That you were always whole, that you were always abundant, that you were always complete. This is the freedom frequency. You were always that. Everything really serves us. Once we perceive it correctly, it always serves us. Nobody's a victim. That's the concept of the unawakened mind. The birds agreeing. It's almost like, can you see God in everything? Can you see yourself, the true self, around you? Can we let go of the story? Can we let go of this needless chase, this needless cycle, this needless loop? And really meditate upon that. Meditate and connect to your intuition. And the answers are there because the answers are within us. Everything we're looking for is already inside of us. We don't have to be living a lie anymore. We don't have to be holding up a false character anymore. Because who you are is nameless, formless, free, unconditioned. Just like I said, you get in a car, you're not the car. When you get in the car, you don't misidentify with it. You see all of us as just little pieces, indirect fractals of source creator, the creator consciousness. Now you get to create your reality, my friend. Now nothing is really stuck. You're not a victim of anything. There is no lack. Look around. There's no lack. It's all abundant. Because what's outside of us, remember, as within, so without. As within, so without. You look at a tree, you look at nature. It is a direct reflection almost of our biology, of our just how it's all intrinsically designed, cosmically, geniusly. So let's just let go of who we're not. Let's let go of the body consciousness, the prison of the body consciousness. And this is all you are. This little popsicle seed walking around. No, you are a source energy being. Nothing is outside of your reach. It's all within. Remember, be that. I want to really marinate this in your consciousness and infuse you with this energetic transmission. Be that which you seek to create. Because if we misidentify with just this human character, this form factor, then we're going to suffer like a motherfucker. I'm not going to lie. You're always going to be, am I looking good enough? Am I pretty enough? Are they going to like me? Please, you know what I'm saying? These are just habits of the false self. Looking for approval, thinking, identifying. These are just some few limiting habits of the subconscious false belief-based character. Identifying, reacting, judging, seeking validation, seeking approval, seeking permission. You think the immortal, limitless master you really are is seeking permission? Did God ask for permission to create these trees? I don't think so. Just see the mystery in it. See the answer in it. The answers are inside you right now. Unconditional love is your true state. And that's something that I learned from ayahuasca. That's going to be another video I speak on, but it was a message from the plants. It was a message from ayahuasca. And I just remember, my intention in that time, it's just everything flows naturally. It's almost like when you let go. You truly see the allowance, remember, the vibration of allowance, allowing the infinite, omnipotent, omnipresent possibilities to really just come. We allow the change to take place. We allow the awakening to take place. We allow it to happen. We allow the abundance to come. All just by seeing that it's all one thing. Giving and receiving is one thing. Adding value, acting on your excitement, acting on your passion, waking up every day in a beautiful mood, man, just feeling good, really just feeling graceful and feeling grateful, creating effortlessly, because it's effortless living. No more slave mentality, no more you gotta freaking act out of anxiety, you gotta act out of insecurity and inadequacy. You're not incomplete, you've already been whole. I'm just a reflection to remind you of that you are already complete. You're already enough. And shout out to the world, shout out to everything that's ever been around us, that's ever happened to us, because we've never been a victim. It's always been a catalyst. Notice it. That's something that I'm coming to, like all the dark nights of souls, all the hellish experiences. I'm talking like demonic bullshit, all these things, man. But that was all a catalyst. That was a catalyst, man. How could we wake up? How could we remember who we are if we didn't experience that? It's clarity in the contrast, baby. Clarity in the contrast. We had to know what we don't prefer to know what we do prefer. We had to forget who we are so we could remember who we are. We had to experience being limited to being limitless. So see that nothing is Nothing is off hands. The world is yours. It's in the palm of your hands. Match that energy. Simply become it. Simply become it, man. I remember just the slave mentality where I was like, oh, it's funny, it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Waking up, doing all these things that were not even really originated germane to the true self and the perfection you've always been. Like, oh, I gotta be a worker. I've gotta work to get mine. I've gotta work hard to get mine. I've gotta do all these things that not even really came from the real you, though. So we're ditching the lack mentality. We're ditching that hopelessness, that victimhood, that despair, that insecurity. Man, you are already fucking or not. You are a divine being, man. Just like the sun. Untouched, unscathed, and unaffected. See yourself as the sun, baby. It's always shining, no matter the storm, no matter what it is, no matter the weather. Two fingers to the chest. That sentience, that self, my friend. It's just like the sun. It's always shining, even in the darkest places. You know, the brightest lights shine in the darkest places. But it's not to neglect and push away the 50% of who we are. You know, the dark side, the demons, the psychopaths, whatever you want to call it. These are just reflections. Deep down, darkness metaphysically serves the light. It's all trying to come home. It's all trying to come back to the source. So that's my main transmission for you. It's to detach from this body mind. Be detached from the body prison, the body consciousness. Because we can't heal what we refuse to let go of. If you let go of just seeing yourself as a body, the form factor, and see yourself as a divine being, you're going to glow. You're going to be who you've always came here to be. No more insecurities. No more fear. No more fear, man. Fear is what contracts us. Love is what opens our DNA. It's when we can alchemize some of the darkest energies. We can alchemize some of the most miserable experiences and turn it into a fucking diamond. Turn it into something beautiful. And seeing the masterpiece you've always been. Remember, you are that creator. You are the creator of consciousness, man. Command it. Command it through the mighty I am. Through the sentience, given energy to create with. And the creative energy is right below the belly button. Hence the sacral chakra. It's all connected. First universal law of divine oneness. Everything is interconnected with another. There's no losses in here. There's no losses in this universe. There's no losses in this experiences. There's no failures. It's all catalyst. It's all working for you. So I want to spread this energy through the screen to remind you of who you really are. As a reflection to reflection. And I'm grateful. I'm utmost grateful to be of service. I'm utmost grateful to shine a mirror of the true self. And we're letting go of who we're not so you can become who you've always been. Remember, see yourself as the sun, baby. Who you really are is unfucking stoppable. Peace and love, man. Unconditional love to you guys, man. May the truth reign supreme. May through the mighty I am I decree that all of us are free now. And we drop the use of need. We drop the use of want. We drop the use of I need to chase. And I've got to try. Command it because you already are it. It is all within you. Follow your intuition because it'll never lead you wrong. Peace, family.